Friends, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Brian. I'm back with a Nvidia update here. You can see this thing just keeps tearing along here. Alright, so it's already setting new highs. It's up to $438.08. Alright, so let's take a few things. Let's take a look at this market real quick. The DXY, we're going to see where Nvidia could be headed here. Alright, so first off, this DXY, the dollar index. Alright, number one. We have this thing on the daily, starting the stochastic RSI is heading up on it, okay? So what we want to see come in here, obviously, is a lower high, okay? We got this high here. We want to see a lower high come in on this thing, all right? We have bearish divergence down there on the chart down at the bottom on the daily. We have a lower price here, okay? And we have a higher price down there on the RSI. We have a higher low here, and we have a lower low on the RSI down at the bottom. Okay, so we got bearish divergence coming in on this thing. If we take a look over here at the Dow Jones, the Dow Jones is obviously having that big breakout here on the weekly. You can see this wedge pattern that it's had for a long time now. Okay, this wedge, boy, it's been riding this support line for years and years and years. If you go back on this thing, all right, this way back since January of 2009, it's been on this support line. Okay, now we're starting to get a breakout of this thing up the other side. All right, the target for that breakout target is up just over 4,000. So we'll see if we get that. That's the measured move of this breakout. So the Dow Jones is looking fantastic. All right, if we go over and look at the S&P 500, same story. That thing is moving right up there. All right, usually I apologize about the line here. I just did a video here. I was talking about this thing, but it's pulling away from this trend line. All right, the point I was getting to there was usually you'll have these things will pull away from the trend line. Okay, then they'll come back to it, pull away, come back to it, pull away. And usually it'll come back to it, you know, or break down and head down the other side. It's hard to. We'll just have to wait and see what the S&P does here. But right now, it's getting higher highs. All right, this is the last Fibonacci zone. It is on the 786. Okay, and looks like it might be heading to try to take out the all-time high over here. So this thing is looking really good. The whole market out there is really looking strong today. Looking strong over the last few weeks period with the Dow and the S&P breaking out. But Nvidia. Now, let's get a look at this thing, okay? This thing is just ripping away from this trend line, just like we were talking about there with the S&P. Usually you will come back to these trend lines, all right? This thing is just tearing right away from it, okay? It's due for a pullback sometime here. Let's look at these RSIs. The weekly RSIs at the top, just barely bullish. You look over here at the stochastic, watch the numbers over here, 95.64, 95.64. So it's just still bullish. Okay, it is still getting higher highs on the RSI. Nothing bearish down there about that. That's on the weekly. Look at the monthly. Look at this thing. It's just tearing up, okay? Now, there is something so far bearish down there about the RSI. You can see here, we had this high here, this one right here, down here. So far, it's making a lower high on the RSI down there. So we do have right now bearish divergence, and this thing is just really going to tear up through here and keep tearing, and then of course that could change. But that monthly is still bullish on the stochastic. It's at a 93 and an 85. And if I could ask you guys to please hit the like and subscribe, I would appreciate that so very, very much. I haven't done this with Nvidia yet, but let's put a trend-based Fibonacci extension on this thing and see if this gives us any answers here. No, it's taking that first run. Okay, which is taking it. I see it now. All right, I can see the 5 waves. That's what it's doing. It's taking this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, then your blow up top, your 5. Okay, then we had an ABC come in right there. You can see it right here. And then we started our next set of 5 waves up here, and I'm going to show you. You had an A, B, C come in right there, and this here is the next set of 5 waves. Now this is on the monthly. If we go to the daily chart, we should be able to see these waves a little bit clearer. Alright, I apologize, my internet's a little having some storms where I'm at here today, so there we go. Now you can start to see some wave counts in here. Okay, now you see a wave 1 right down here. Now let's put a trend-based fib on it and see what kind of targets this gives us. To the top, back to the bottom. Alright, there we go. Alright, this is given a target price, not me. The trend-based fib is saying this 473.46. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. These Fibonacci's, I live by these things. If you watch any of my videos, I believe in these Fibonacci tools 1000%. If I could only have one tool for trading, give me a Fibonacci extension. It's the best thing, since sliced bread, or however you want to put it. I love them. If you use it, you know exactly what I mean. So this is given a target up there, 473.46. All right, for this this 5th wave coming up here. All right, this could be a 4th wave pullback right here. Not much of a pullback, that's for sure. Usually a 4th wave pullback is pretty deep. It's your deepest pullback, but I don't see any deep pullbacks there at all. We still have this massive gap in here. Now I'm going to put a line up here where this marks as a top, and we're going to see how this works out. Okay, we're going to put that right there. We still have this massive gap between 369 and 314 bucks on the daily. Maybe it's not gonna fill it right now. Hard to say, but quite honestly, that almost if this trend-based fib ends up being right, I would expect this thing to tap out up here, do an ABC, and maybe fill most of this gap, maybe all of it by then. Once it taps out up here, after that comes a B, C correction, but I don't really see it losing this trend line. So maybe it ends up being a smaller ABC. But you can see right here, I want to show you guys, here's my Elliott wave thing. After your 5 waves up, okay, normally you have an A, B, C correction every time. Alright, and except when you're starting down the other side, then your ABC starts going the other way. It starts coming up, A, B, C the other way. Alright, so, but we're still, I believe, in this 1st or 2nd set of waves here. So after this thing finishes this next 5 waves, after it does an ABC, then it should start another 5 waves up. As long as that's where it's supposed to go, it'll start another 5 waves up after that. Okay, you can see through here. Yeah, this would be our 2nd set of 5 waves. We have our 1st set down here, and we have a 2nd set starting right here. I apologize. This 2, 3. I'm taking it that this is a 4th wave pullback there, and our 5th wave up. So that would be, if we go back to this chart, that would be 1 set, 2 set. That would give us the next 3rd and final set of 5 waves up. Before we start a deeper correction according to Fibonacci's. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe. I would appreciate that so very, very much. And you can clearly see right here. If I clear all this stuff off here, let me show you this real quick. So before you go, please hang in there a second. You can clearly see that this here, let me get that, there we go. This whole thing ends up being a 1, 2, all right, the 3, this and then it would start another set up through here, 4, 5. All right, and that 5 goes up further now. I don't have room in here. Okay, but usually this third set here gets pretty exciting. So this thing might not be done. Usually your 3rd wave is your longest wave in your 5 waves. So This thing might not be done in here. It might have a little bit of more up room here, okay? But we'll see what happens here, guys. All right, thank you so much. I hope everybody has a great night. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.